What do I like more than talking about a good Stephen King book? Talking about all of them. And that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I'm going to tell you about it now. Hey, what's up, bookworms and constant readers? Mike here again to talk more King. Stephen King, the master of horror, all those nice little names that we like to call him. And what I'm going to do today is talk about a new series that I am starting on the channel called Into the Multiverse. This is going to be a Stephen King retrospective series where I plan to take each one of his books and give a nice little review on them and talk about their connections within his shared universe known as the Multiverse. Now, the whole point behind this is, if you don't know by now, I'm a huge fan of Stephen King. I own everything he's ever written on hardcover. There are still a few stragglers that I have not read, but I've done plenty of talking about him on the channel. I did like almost an hour-long video, basically it's like my origin story about how I became a constant reader, and I'll put that video up here where you can find it if you'd like to. But I've talked many things about Stephen King, from the best ways to approach his work for a new person, just wanting to get into Stephen King, really where to start, something like that. Just top 10s, all those kind of things, all kinds of stuff I've done for Stephen King on the channel. And I started hearing all these people ask me, are you going to review this one book? Are you going to review that one book? And I'm like, I guess I could. Yeah, sure. Here's what I'm going to do. The plan going forward is I'm going to start reviewing his novels, not the short stories. I'll get into that in a second. I'm going to start reviewing his novels one at a time, by publication order. So that means obviously I'm going to be starting with Carrie. And that's coming up soon, by the way. So what I want to do here is kind of just introduce exactly how the process of this goes. While most people are like, hey, there isn't like a real publication order, you're going to be doing Richard Bachman, all that stuff. Look, Richard Bachman to me is Stephen King. So yes, I will be tackling that stuff in here. It just might be a little bit out of sequence order for you. There's a publication order that I am following. I'll put it down in the comments for you to check out if you really want to know what the schedule, so to speak, for this is. However, there are a lot of stories I know that I have done already, that I've already discussed on the channel, and I will not be doing those again. But what I said that I really want to do, the whole point of this Into the Multiverse thing is, many people don't know this, that really aren't big King fans, is everyone's mad about the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and all these movie studios are trying to do a shared universe. To me, I was like, Stephen King was the original MCU, because he had his main novels, and each one of them, most part, I'd say 9 out of 10 of his books all take place within this same universe that he called the Multiverse. And the Dark Tower is like his series that was a kind of the connective tissue. They kind of made it all bleed together. And there are flow charts and all kinds of stuff where you can look at, you find how a character in Firestarter connects to a character in Tommyknockers. It's really, really deep. But that's what the point of this that I want to get into is I want to talk about the book, get a review, and then talk about how it fits into the shared universe, how it fits on the on the beam of the Dark Tower, all these things. So if there's a book you want to hear me talk about, I am going to get to it eventually. This isn't anything where I'm going to be following like a set schedule. It's just sometimes when there's some downtime, or I get stuck on a book, or I'm taking long to read a book, or real life's getting in the way, hey, I can talk about one of these books I've already read and something like that. And when I get to a book that I haven't read yet, yes, I do plan to stop where I'm at and pick up that book and read it, because there are a few that I haven't read, although there are mostly later stuff than the older stuff. I'm pretty far ahead of myself on this. I don't think I'll have to be stopping anytime soon. Now, as far as these short stories go, like A Night Shift or A Skeleton Crew or A Different Season, something like that, I don't plan on doing those, at least not first. If this series really does well and you guys want to hear me talk about that, I probably will. If it's something that's really big, like obviously The Body, which is Stand By Me if you don't know, or Shawshank Redemption, something like that, I'll probably go ahead and break my own rule there and throw those in there, because they're ones that people want to hear me talk about. I know that. But as far as something like I said, like A Night Shift or a Nightmares and Dreamscapes that just have dozens of stories in it, I'm probably not going to be doing those right up front, because it's a lot of research to make sure I'm making sure I get everything connected to the shared universe in some way. So let me see. Is there anything else I want to tell you about before I start it? I do plan to discuss the movie and TV adaptations in each one of those videos, so I won't be doing a separate video for that. If it's something new coming out, like The Stand that's coming out on CBS, I'm very excited about. Yes, I will probably do like I did for The Witcher. I don't know if you guys saw The Witcher stuff that I did, where I am, not really doing episode reviews, because this is first and foremost a book channel. I do a few TV things, like I did a Star Wars review recently, stuff like that I feel like I can tie back to books some way. I try to keep it related to the books. Like I did all the Witcher stuff because I read the books, or most of the books, and not even most of the books. I've started reading the books that they've adapted for Netflix. I have read those books. How about that? So I don't want anybody calling me out on that one. So I want to talk about how that went from the book to the screen, and I'll probably do the same with The Stand or anything else big. I did something for Dr. Sleep when it came out, So I will definitely be doing things like that, relating it to the book. I did a big one with In the Tall Grass with him and Joe Hill. So yeah, I'll definitely be touching on that stuff. But I won't be doing like individual movie reviews or anything like that, because again, I'm not a movie or a TV channel. I'm a book channel, but I will let that rule bend a little bit for when it's something that's related to the book in one way or the other. I think that might be it for I'll obviously be talking about future adaptations, who have the movie rights, what are the plans, anything like that. There's lots of rumors going on right now. After Dr. Sleep didn't do very well at the box office, I think a lot of those might be tapping the brakes a little bit on a lot of these adaptations that they've been talking about coming. But I mean, it's a great time to be a King fan, because there's so much stuff. The Outsiders coming to HBO here in a couple of weeks, I believe, or whatever. So that is the plan with this series, Into the Multiverse. It is a Stephen King retrospective series. Going to be doing all of his books in publication order. So I really, really enjoy you guys talking to me about these things. I know I don't have a huge Stephen King following on this channel. I'm hoping to get there. I know that the Witcher, the Wheel of Time, things like that, fantasy really gets a lot more traction on this channel. But like I said, I am trying to be not just known as the Witcher guy or something like that. I like to be known for all kinds of stuff, because this isn't just a particular genre. This is sci-fi, fantasy, horror, and even the occasional crime thriller thrown in there or something like that. So I'd like to talk about all these things, but it's only fun if you guys talk with me. So I love if you guys have read these books, or you plan to read with me or something like that. I would love it. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you now that by the time you watch this, the video for Carrie is episode number 1 of this, and it's going to be dropped right here in case you want to watch it now. So I talked about Carrie, and I'll be doing Salem's Lot after that. So I'm very excited about this.